The butterfly. The butterfly wanted to get married. Of course, he wanted to make a sweet little flower as his bride. Now he looked around and saw that every flower was sitting quietly and modestly on a stalk, as benefits a beautiful girl who was not yet engaged to be married. But there were so many to choose from, and it all seemed too much trouble for a butterfly, so he flew to the daisy. The French call her Margaret, and they know that she can foretell the future, as indeed she can. When people in love pull the petals out one by one, each time asking, the year, next year, sometime, never. Everyone asks in his or her own language. The butterfly, too, went to the daisy to ask her questions. He did not, however, pluck out all the white petals, but instead pressed a kiss on each one of them, because he thought it would be to his advantage to behave lovingly.
Dear Mrs. Daisy,
He said, you are the loveliest of all the flowers. You can foretell the future. Do tell me, who will be my bride? If I could know that, I would straight fly up to her and propose marriage. However, the daisy did not reply. She was annoyed that he had called her Mrs., for she was a girl like all the other flowers. That means that she's not a Mrs. The butterfly asked the daisy a second time, and a third time, as well, but when he never received a single word in answer, he became angry and flew off to try to find a bride for himself. It was spring, and there was an abundance of narcissus. Those are quite nice, said the butterfly. They look like girls about to be confirmed in their snowy white dresses, but they seem a bit disinteresting to me. Then he flew to the anemones, but he thought they were a little bitter. The violets were too passionately devoted, and the tulips too gorgeous, the daffodils too bourgeois, and the lime tree blossoms too small, and they also had too many relatives. The apple blossoms, well, yes, they did look somewhat like roses, but they were here today and gone tomorrow with the wind, and he thought marriage with one of them would be too short of a duration. He liked the sweet pea best. She was white and red, dainty and delicate, as becomes a good-looking daughter of the house who can cook into the bargain. Just when he was about to propose to her formally, he saw close to her a shoot with a withered blossom at the top. Who is that? He asked. That is my sister, said the sweet pea.
is that what you will look like when you're older? Said the butterfly, and fled in horror.
The honeysuckle was hanging near the fence, and there were many of these young ladies with their long faces and their yellow skin. He did not like them at all, but whom did he like? Spring passed, then summer, and then autumn came and went. The butterfly had not yet made up his mind. The flowers dressed in the most gorgeous clothes, but it was all to no avail. They lacked the fresh dew of youth. When the heart itself is no longer young, fragrance is what it desires, and this cannot be found in dahlias or red poppies. So in the end, the butterfly turned to the mint. She has not got a special blossom, he thought, but she seems to be blossoms all over, because she sends forth an aroma from her roots to her top. There is fragrance in every single leaf of her. I shall marry that one. And he proposed to her. But the mint remained standing very stiffly erect, and listened to him quietly, and at last said, friendship, yes, but nothing else. I am old, and you are old, and we can be good comrades, but get married? No, we should be fools at our age. People would laugh at us. And so the butterfly did not find a wife at all. He had been too particular, and no one should ever be that. Now he was destined to remain a crusty old bachelor. Late autumn drew near, and the sky was overcast, and there was rain, and there were cold winds which blew frostily over the backs of the old willow trees and made them rustle. You could not fly out any more in your summer clothes. Now the butterfly no longer flew out at all. He had happened to find a roof over his head, and there was a fire in the hearth, which made him feel warm as though he were still in summer. He could go on living, but he said to himself, just living is not enough. We're not to have sunshine, freedom, and a little flower. He tumbled against the window pane, and people saw him and admired him, and pushed a pin through him and placed him in a glass box. That was all they could do for him. Now I'm sitting in a stalk like the flowers, thought the butterfly. That is not particularly pleasant. Possibly the same as being married. One gets stuck. And that consoled him. That is no consolation whatsoever, said the potted plants of the worm. You've probably not been able to make up your mind as time. But one cannot rely completely on pot plants, thought the butterfly. They have too many social relations with human beings.